Hey y'all, welcome back to the Fire and Water Cooking Channel. Today we're gonna make some dry aged burgers. Gonna take some of this, the trimmings from the dry aged top sirloin we did. We're gonna grind it up and make some decent burgers. I'll be right back. All right guys, this is not gonna be a real long video. It's just gonna be me showing you how to grind up some of the trimmings from that dry aged top sirloin that I did on the video from the iCard above here. And we're gonna grind some of this up. We're gonna mix it with some of this leftover brisket fat that I have from one of my brisket cooks. It's always good to save some of this. You never know when you're gonna need it. And I got some eye around, which is pretty lean and usually kind of tough, but it's good to make ground beef out of. So we're gonna use some of that, mix these all together to get a nice 80-20 dry aged kind of tasting burgers. I'm gonna take my trusty dusty meat grinder here and get them all grind up. The first thing we gotta do is cut these up into chunks. This is pretty much all cut up and ready to go, but I have to cut up some of the fat and some of this eye around in a nice decent sized chunk so we can run it through the grinder. All right, I'm gonna start on that and I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, I got my eye around here and I got my brisket fat. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start cutting this up into chunks. Most of my dry aged stuff is already cut pretty good, so I might cut it up just a little bit more. I'm not gonna bore you with showing you how all of this gets cut up, but I'm just gonna cut them into strips like this and then just kind of take them and just chunk it up. Good 1.5 inch size chunks. I don't want anything bigger than that going through the meat grinder. So just pretty much just like that. Just so that the meat grinder doesn't have to work too hard to grind this up into hamburger meat. I'm going to leave any of this fat on that's already on this eye around. I'm not going to trim that off. And I'm gonna eyeball it. You can actually weigh the meat out and try to determine the 80-20 split, but I'm gonna kind of eyeball it when I do this. I'm gonna cut this brisket fat up pretty much the same way, just in good 1.5 inch or so inch chunks, and kind of mix it in to where I figure is like, 20%. So you can weigh it all out and be real exact if you want to, just not the way I'm going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and keep cutting this up. We're going to toss it all together, then I might trim up some of this, but I'll be right back. All right guys, I got it all cut up here and I just kind of wanted to show you how it's looking. I got about a pound or so of the eye around and about a pound or so of the dry aged top sirloin and maybe 1/4 pound of the brisket fat, because there was still some good fat inside the dry aged top sirloin. So didn't really need to quite add as much of the brisket fat as I thought I was going to. So I just kind of want to show you proportion wise how it looks. It's about even 50-50 of the dry aged and the fresh eye around, and then about 1/4 or so, maybe a little bit less, of the brisket fat. And I'm going to go ahead and toss those all in this bowl right here and get them all tossed up pretty even to get them all mixed together, so that when we run them through the grinder that they're pretty much all the same. Get a nice mix. I don't want to have one big chunk of dry aged and one big chunk of fresh. I kind of want them to get all mixed together. So that's what I'm going to do. Just going to go in here with both hands that are clean. I just washed them, and just kind of mix it all together really well so that it looks like a big mush of everything. I don't want to just see one big clump of fat someplace and a big clump of red burger somewhere. So we're going to do that, get them all mixed together, and then we're going to run it through the grinder. It's that simple. That's it. All right guys, it looks like this is about good. Kind of show you how that looks, just so you can see what a good mix that is. It's kind of everything's all mixed up together, so I'm gonna run it through the grinder. It's gonna be nice. All right, that's it. I'll be back. All right, guys, now it's time to get grinding. Make sure you use a really clean meat grinder. You don't want to contaminate your meat with any old meat or anything that's in there. Make sure you also, when you're running it through the grinder, this is a great time to control the portions of the fat to the dry age to the regular meat. Use a medium grind. That's going to be perfect for making ground beef, making hamburgers, meatballs. And again, guys, you can use this for more than just hamburgers. You can make meatballs, meatloaf, anything you would use ground beef for. It's going to turn out really good adding that dry age to it. Also, when it comes out of the grinder, if you notice that you got some clumps of fat or some of the dry age is kind of clumped in one spot, you can remix it by hand if you need to. So go ahead and do that. This is awesome, guys. Make sure you try this. Don't ever throw out the trimmings from dry aging. It's going to work out great. All right, guys. Got my burgers all ready to go. We're going to do some smash burgers with these. I love doing smash burgers. Got my onions, pickles, lettuce, all my other accompaniments ready to go for when these come off the grill. I seasoned it up with the Runnin' Wild's gourmet meat rub, gourmet meat rub. So we're going to go ahead and take these out to the Kamado Joe Classic 2, and I got the soapstone all heated up and ready to go, and we're going to smash these burgers. All right, let's go outside. All right, guys, our Kamado Joe's up over 500 degrees. Our soapstone is really hot and ready to go. And what you want to do is get your burger on, and you want to smash it down as much as you can. These are still going to be kind of thick burgers. These aren't going to be really thin. I want them kind of thick, but you want to smash it down so you can get as much surface area on that burger to crisp up as possible. Also, you might want to use some parchment paper if you have a real fatty burger like this. I should have done that with these. I ended up going ahead and putting the spatula in the fire to kind of heat it up a little bit so that fat wouldn't stick when I was trying to smash them. You can do that as well. Once you get these things smashed, you don't want to move them around too much. I did it here just so that I could get the rest of those burgers on. And you want to leave these on for a good 3 to 5 minutes to get that Maillard reaction on the bottom. When the fat starts bubbling up through the top and you can see on the edges that they're starting to get crispy, that's the time that you can flip these. And you don't want to continue to smash them. I was just kind of pushing these down just a little bit just to making sure that they were getting a nice crust on them. So once the fat starts bubbling up through the top and you see the crispy edges around the sides, it's time to go ahead and flip those. And you see we got a really good crispy surface on that one. And then once you flip them over, you don't need too much more cooking. All you want to do is maybe throw your cheese on and cook it and let it melt for about a minute or so, and then you're going to be ready to go. So that's it, guys. Let's get these inside. Put some cheese on them. Well, there you go, guys. I'm going to go put one of these on a bun and take a bite. I'll be right back. All right, guys. Dry aged smash burger with onions, pickles, cheese. Wow, a crispy crunch of that smash burger. We'll take a bite. It's delicious. That's awesome. You can really taste that dry age stuff and that crispy crunch of from being a smash burger mixed with the mayo, the ketchup, the onion, the pickle, cheese. Check it out, guys. Make sure you try this at home. If you're dry aging, don't throw the trimmings out. Grind them up. Make some nice burgers out of them. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like us, subscribe, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.